Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and this video is on how to work out directly proportional equations. So here we have our first question. It says x is directly proportional to y. Find x in terms of y when x equals 4 and y equals 24. So when a question says directly proportional, the formula we need to know is y is equal to kx. And then we use the values given to find a value for k in order to put x in terms of y. So if we look to what the values they've given, they've said y is equal to 24. So you've got 24 is equal to kx. But they've also given us x, which is 4. So 24 is equal to 4 times k, which is 4k. We wanted to find a value for k. So what we need to do is divide both sides by 4 to get k on its own. So when we divide both sides by 4, we end up with 24 divided by 4 is equal to k, and 24 divided by 4 gives us 6, so 6 is equal to k. But it says write y in terms of x, not just what k is, so we need to put that back into the original generic formula we had, y is equal to kx. So y is equal to 6x, and that's our formula for x in terms of y when they're directly proportional to each other. Now if we look to the second part of our question, it says calculate the value of y when x is 3. So what they want us to do is use the equation we just came up with, so y is equal to 6x, and find a value for y, but they've given us the value for x, so all we need to do is substitute that into where it says x in our equation. So we're going to end up with y is equal to 6 times by x, which is 3, so 6 times by 3. So y is equal to 18. Now if we look to the third part of our question, it says calculate the value of x when y equals 30. So if we again use the equation we made up here, y is equal to 6x, and we've got y is equal to 30. So we know 30 is equal to 6x. And now to find out what x is, we need to divide both sides by 6 to get just one x on that right hand side. So we have 30 divided by 6 is equal to x. And 30 divided by 6 is 5, so 5 is equal to x, and that's our value for x when y equals 30. Here we have our second question, and it says c is directly proportional to h. Find c in terms of h when h equals 30 and c equals 5. So again we're going to use that formula y is equal to kx. So it's given us that we want it in c and h. So c is directly proportional to h, so the h is our y, so we're going to end up with h is equal to k, and then our x is c, so kc, which means now we can substitute in the values that they've given us. So our h is 30, so 30 is equal to kc, and our c was 5, so we're going to have 5k. Now to find out what k is, we need to divide both sides by 5 because we want 1k. So when we divide by 5, we end up with that 6 is equal to k. But again it says find c in terms of h, so we need to put that back in our formula we wrote. H is equal to 6c. Now if we look to the second part of our question, it says find c when h is equal to 16. So we need to use the equation we just made, so h is equal to 6c. We want to find c, so they've given us h, so if we substitute that in, we have 16 is equal to 6c. Now to get c on its own, we need to divide both sides by 6. So we end up with 16 divided by 6 is equal to c. Now we need to write this as a fraction, so we have 16 over 6 is equal to c, and 16 over 6 we can simplify a bit further, so we're going to end up with 8 over 3 is equal to c. Now if we look to the third part of our question, it says find h when c is 22. So if we look back to the top, we have h is equal to 6c, and it wants us to find h, so they've given us c. So h is equal to 6 times by c, and in this case it's 22. So we want to times 6 by 22, so h is equal to 132, and that's h found. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below any topics you'd like me to make a video on. Also be sure to check out my social medias, which are all in the description box below.